Hi, this is Scanet Systems. Scanet Systems is an application that's fundamental to all the other applications. It scans the network, finds all Windows devices, and probes them to determine various aspects of their core functionality. Things like uh, their role on the domain, i.e. PDC, workstation, member server, etc. The operating system, whether they're a laptop or a desktop, and it also gets a number of processors, processor size, make, processor, motherboard information, BIOS information, when the operating system was installed, and all sorts of information. The operating system and the domain member type and one thing or another are then utilized because all the applications share the same database. That information is surfaced in all the applications, allowing you to um, sort and group data in its software data, hardware data, event logs, or whatever, to be able to be more selective in what you choose from the network. Based on the information that's provided by this application. So it is really one of the key modules, core modules, and whilst you don't actually need it because everything will work without it, this running this gives you more detailed information about the network and the computers on that network, and allow you to make more selective choices about the actions you take. Now, I've just run it. I just started it up. This is and I've licensed. Just added a license key to it. So this is a license. It's in license version mode. It's as it would be even at this point. It's not connected to anything, and it's as it would be even in the demo in the free mode. So assuming you've just opened it for the first time, you would now in this case it's already created a database on the server, but that's somewhat academic because the process is the same. It automatically builds a database. You don't need to be concerned about that. You simply open the application from the website. You put in the IP address of your SQL server, and I'm assuming that you have domain admin rights. This uses integrated security to connect to your SQL server. You would enter your SQL server 192.168.1.2. Click on connect. It'll offer you another. This says it's going to connect using integrated security. This panel, this will stay on the screen until it's connected. That's it. It's connected. It's connected quite quickly this time because there's already a database there, so it's just connected and opened it up. This was the range that was scanned last. This information doesn't need to be added because it's calculated by the system. Now, had this database not already existed when you clicked this connect button and then the other window popped up and clicked on there, it would have been a longer delay, but it would have gone off and built the database for you and brought you back to this point. Except these three would not be populated. You'd have to enter the IP address of the start of your address space, IP address at the end of your address space. Ignore that box; it's automatically populated, and then you would go over here, and the first time you'd click on scan. This is common to all these applications. You click on scan, it would scan the network and it saves this information to the database. The next time you come back, if you're in demo mode, you'd have to put this in again. That's demo stroke free mode. You'd have to put this in again. If you're in license mode, it will automatically come back to this state. It remembers where the database is and it goes back to it every time. So if you were reopening the application in license mode, it would now look like this, and you would then be able to go and you'd run your scan, and you would then go and you would see the information about your network. And because this systems has been run before on this network, there's already information there, and it's already added this, and these columns appear now if you went back to any of the other applications, you'd now have these three columns that you didn't have before, and you can now group by operating system. And you would ask why some of these blank. That's because they're actually not. This is a printer. That's not on the domain. That's not available anymore. It's disconnected, but it's a printer. That's a mobile phone. That is another computer not on the domain. That's a router. This is a Windows XP box, and this is actually another box that's not on the domain. There, it would look as if one's 9 and one's 7. And it would look but in actual fact they're two different computers, but both have the same name. And there is technically a conflict. We have a bit of a conflict with those two, but I've left it like that because it's useful. It generates errors and it's useful for testing the event log process. And then this one, and that is, be honest, I'm not sure what that is, but it's either not on the domain or it is not a PC, because all of the PCs that this can find are there. So we can now, we can group group our data by portables, fixed boxes, static boxes. We can group our data by, so you can filter by PDCs and workstations. That's all that's here, but if the member servers might have been in there as well. Or we can filter by operating system, or we can drag these over and group by that. But the information that it's got, if we go to the systems and now we tell it to, let's right click here and tell it full collapse. Now, these are the boxes that it's actually got system information on. This is a server, and this is the detail. This is the detail of information that we get. If we look at this area here, and then we can. This is another server. These are 2000. Excuse me. These are 2003 boxes, and this one's an XP. Oh, minimize that bit. This one's an XP box, and this one is a Windows 7 box. So minimize that bit, and again. And in actual fact, it gets more detailed information from Windows 7. And so that's ScanIt Systems. Thank you very much.